All right, I'm back. We got, I don't know. We got Weldworks Brewing Company in collaboration with Caskey Brewing and Blending, or Casey, I should say, not Caskey. Casey Brewing and Blending. This one's called TransMountain Diversion Double IPA. And it looks like it has Nelson Sauvin as well as Citra hops. And then we kind of got, not even sure. It almost looks like you're looking head on into an old school plane propeller. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting on that one. But I'm not exactly sure that's what they're going for. Regardless, let's see. Is there anything important here? We got 8.7 ABV. Drink cold. Yeah, no shit. Thanks for that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and crack this one. See what we got. See what we have. I've been watching this cigar reviewer as of late, and I just get a crack out of his accent. He always starts his cigar, and then he says, I'm gonna go into it for for the first third, and I'll come back and we'll see what we have. I'm like, you forgot the H. Okay, let's see what we have. This is a very orange juice looking, bright orange, opaque. We got about maybe 1.5 fingers of bright white foam. Not as much aroma as I thought it was going to have. It's probably like a low medium. Just kind of like straight up like lemon citrus. Very zingy, very bright, a little bit pithy. But the palate packs a punch. So, juice bomb. Big juice bomb, bright citrus. Again, kind of zingy. Maybe not lemon, maybe like a mix of like the sweetness of orange, but a little bit of the bitterness from grapefruit. Definitely has a zing to it, but just very juicy. Really good. All right. Got a couple new things to showcase today, so let's not waste no time. We're going to be using this sample of Van Yulay. Haven't used Van Yulay in quite a while. So this one is vanilla oak. I see vanilla and some acorns. The acorns must signify the oak tree. And I really hope that acorns grow on oak trees, otherwise it's going to be awkward. But yeah, sample of vanilla oak. I used the entire sample, and I'll get into that in a bit. We're also going to be using these Van Yulay Menthold Dots. And so it says ingredients, Van Yulay tallow shave soap base, melt and pour menthol. So you can see that is an unused menthol dot, and there was another one on the top of that wax paper. So we're using one of those today. We're also going to be using this bad boy. This has kind of an old school gem bullet type handle. It's a twist to open artist club style razor. I'll go ahead, you just twist the handle itself, and the head slowly but surely starts to open. And I don't know if we're going to be, oh, there you go. You can see those two posts where the blade actually sits inside, and there's kind of matching female parts on the top cap so that it actually gets locked in snug, along with the downward pressure of the screw top. Some nice lather channels right there. Let's go ahead and just grab a blade. Today we're going to be using a Feather Professional. I just put a little FP on the blade because this is probably like its second or third use. So we just rest it right on those little blade stops, or those little notches for the blade openings. just kind of twist it back down, get my fingers out of there so I don't pinch the skin. Really easy to assemble in and out. You can see there's just ever so slightly a little tiny bit of overhang, something that with a 3D printed design you could just expand the measurements and you're done. So really something that should be quite the easy fix. But there you have it. Kind of a grooved closed comb safety bar, but really slim profile. I don't have the Blackland Vector, which is kind of like the end all be all of slim profiles. But it's more bulky than that, but it's still quite slim. Like you would have no problem getting up under the nose or you know, any tight places that you might be shaving. What in God's name? I had like a whole goddamn piece of soap from my shower that I just had just hanging on my arm. I was like, what the hell is that? I don't know if you saw my face on the camera, but I was like, something is hanging onto my arm. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. That's embarrassing, but that's funny. All right, so I got the lather all whipped up. We're going to be using our Wild West Brushworks handle. This is one of their old handles, hence the old coin, but just kind of a simplistic design, white over clear, and it does have quite a lot of depth to it. And then just a probably like a 24 millimeter synthetic boss knot. I'm going to be using our Thirsty Badger shave bowl today, and I have the lather already whipped up in here. So that is the lather. This lather is looking a lot better than the lather I had the last time I used Van Yulay, which was probably 2 years ago, maybe more, admittedly. I don't have a lot of Van Yulay in my collection, but they are a vet in the game. So one thing I'm trying to uncover right here for you guys is that mound in the middle. That's that menthol tab, that menthol dot. So I put it right in the middle. I smeared the soap sample around it, and then I tried to incorporate a little bit of the menthol while I was working up that soap sample. Wasn't too hard to do, admittedly, but I probably used more of that menthol dot than was initially intended. But we'll see how cold it is. As far as usage, like use case, really easy to do. I don't think the menthol dot product was intended for bowl lathering use case. I think, because when I read the description on Van Yulay's website, they said kind of make a indent in your soap tub and then add the menthol dot into that divot and then make your lather or load your brush over that. So I think the intended use case is to go ahead and put it in your shave soap tub, perhaps, most likely a tub that does not have menthol in it. So you're actually getting a little bit of menthol just by loading your brush in that soap. I'm not a tub loader, so I figured should be easy enough to do it in my bowl. And it was. So I'm happy that this product can be used, either way. And I'm really happy that this Van Yulay lather looks a lot better than what I remember, man. The last time I used Van Yulay, which like I said was years ago, and I'm not super familiar with Van Yulay's soap bases, so I'm making all these caveats, but it was trash. It was trash. It was really airy, no density, and I barely added any water to the mix. So it's not like it was washed out. But I see now they have improved one way, shape, or form. Maybe this is a totally, different base. Who knows? But it's good now. Kind of has a low structure, probably medium density. And I'm sure this lather could have took more water too. But I kind of liked where it was at. Now, let's talk a little bit about the scent. The scent on this one is very pleasant. Nothing too complex. Pretty simple, but it smells good. Vanilla, oak. Not much to explain here. It's warm. It's sweet. Woodsy. What's not to like? The level of menthol here is almost negligible for me. I am the self-proclaimed menthol maestro. I use probably more menthol than any other wet shaver on YouTube. I love my menthol. I'm a big menth head. I've used probably every menthol additive that has been created. And we got some, pretty creative designs. And I think this Menthol Dots does have a place. I just think you gotta kick that menthol level up. Because this is seriously beginner's menthol. It is a low level menthol chill. Now, I saw on the website, which I'm happy I looked, because I saw on the website that they had a single dose of menthol and then a double dose of menthol offering. So perhaps that double dose would crank it up to a more, maybe more like a medium level of menthol rather than a very low level of menthol, which is what this is. Now, it is entirely possible that I didn't load enough of that menthol soap in the middle. Totally possible. There's not going to be much science to this. But just looking at it, just kind of looking at it, where it was and where it is now, I don't know if, I probably took, a good eighth off of that thing. And they say that you can get between 10 to 12 or 10 to 15 shaves on it, depending on how heavy you load. I think that would be the case if you added it to your soap tub like the way that it was intended to be. But since I put it in the shaving bowl here, and the menthol dot is actually a high point in the surface of the bowl, I think I'm going to be actually loading more menthol whether I like it or not, just because that high point with the menthol dot is going to be in contact with my brush loading more often than not. So I think I'm not going to get 10 to 15 shaves out of one menthol dot, but that's totally fine. I do think it's a good idea, and an idea that could be refined a little bit. Almost it's actually not too far off. I like the idea, and it's something that I would buy with my own money. Let's see. I definitely tried to load a little bit more menthol here for for pass 2. Just gonna paint a little bit more moisture in. You know, it's still a low-level menthol chill. Like, there's just no two ways around it. It's still a low menthol chill. If you are, you know, a casual fan of menthol, I think this will get the job done perfectly for you, actually. If you're a menth head and you kind of like medium to high levels of menthol, this might not quite scratch that itch for you unless you really kind of load heavy on that menthol dot. But it's definitely something, it's a use case. I think that's a beard hair because it's too curly. You can tell that soap's slick because I was having a hard time getting it off. Kudos to the improved soap base of Yulay. Definitely making a note of that. It has all the slickness I need, and I don't even hydrate it as much as some of the other wet shavers. So kudos on the improvement there. And kudos on this creative way to add menthol. I gotta give a shout out to Art Shaves on Instagram. Buddy of mine, subscriber and follower of mine. He's the one who told me that Monica from Yulay was looking for testers for the menthol dots. And admittedly, I don't keep up with Yulay all that much. So this one went totally under the radar for me. Until Art, you know, tagged me and told me about them. I immediately thought it was a good idea. And I'm happy that the menthol dots lived up to the hype that I had in my own head for them. And I'm really happy that this review didn't get bogged down by a bad soap base, because this soap base is perfectly acceptable now. Good stuff. This is her tallow base, I do believe. It doesn't actually say on the soap sample there, I don't believe. Yeah, it just says shave soap sample. Yeah, so but I still do believe it is her tallow base. So it's a pretty creative idea, that menthol dot. She basically makes like an unscented shave soap, an unscented mentholated shave soap, low-level menthol, and a kind of slightly higher dose of menthol, 2 different batches, pours them on wax paper in these little tiny dots, lets it cure, and then bags it up. And literally, you know how I call my menthol grinder the menth dealer? I could be on the corner slanging some dots. I could be slanging some menth on the corner in these little Ziploc bags. Like, yo boy, yo buddy, let me holla at you. Y'all good on them? Y'all good on those menth dots? Y'all good on those menth dots, bro? I got those menth dots, bro. The Artist Club razor did really well. Gave me a very smooth, comfortable shave. Little bit of blade feel. I think this one's gonna be more on the mild to medium of aggression. I think I'm gonna end up with a damn fine shave with just a few spots that, you know, are serviceable but not quite BBS. That's totally fine with me. It's getting me close enough nobody would know but me. Just kind of right where my problem areas are. Not bad. Not bad at all. Everything kind of clicked today. A bunch of new products. All used at the same time. Could have been a recipe for disaster. But instead, it was actually a flawless shave. Right now, at the very end of this shave, I still got a low-level menthol chill on the face, which is pleasant. It's enjoyable, a little bit invigorating, but nothing too serious. Like, somebody who's a complete stranger to menthol could probably handle this. And just really happy with how the soap performed today as well. I gotta say, I had low expectations on the soap just because of my last interaction, which was years ago. But I'm extremely happy to say that it's better now. That is not the case now. That was actually quite a good shave soap, actually. So, and I didn't check the prices on anything, but I think Yulay is kind of known for decent value. All right, let's grab Lancaster towel, rinse down, or I should say wipe down. Oh yeah, nice plush towel. So soft. So yeah, shave went well. No cuts, no weepers, no irritation. I wish it was just a little bit more efficient, but it felt very smooth and comfortable. A little bit of blade feel, but nothing serious, nothing threatening, nothing uncomfortable. I'll get the rest of that lather out of the beard off camera. As far as aftershaves go, I do not have the matching aftershave, so I went with Strike Gold Shave Junto instead. Let's go ahead and give it a shake. We got a quality industry standard restrictor on top. You could give it a nice vigorous shake. That's what he said. There we go. Oh yeah, this kind of adds on to that woody, sweet vibe, adding more woods, more complexity, definitely more cologne-y, more masculine. Just adds on to that very, very nicely. Just put the residual on my forearms to kind of complete the scent bubble. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Thumbs up all around. That was a good one. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.